for another movie review. I'm finally on spring break. Most people have already been on spring break and come back to school. I'm just getting out, so I was very happy to finally see a movie without having to worry about school or homework. So what movie did I see to start off spring break? Wrath of the Titans. Now, when Clash of the Titans first came out in 2010, I didn't hate it like most people. I didn't think it was the greatest movie, but I was like, I don't honestly see what's so atrocious about it. It didn't make that much sense to me, so when I found out they were making a sequel, I couldn't say I was really looking forward to it, but I wasn't dreading it either. Both Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans barely have stories. They're more like plot threads that are weaving into somewhat of a story, so what I could make out of this one was Ares, who is actually Perseus' brother, who is Sam Worthington, and the son of Zeus, and Hades, who is Zeus' brother. They concoct some plan to release Zeus's and Hades' father, Kronos, and unleash all the Titans, and basically if Perseus doesn't stop it, the world will go into oblivion, and, you know, who really cares, and the story doesn't really make sense anyway, but why are you going into this movie looking for story? This movie is basically kind of like a carbon copy of Clash of the Titans. I think it might be a tiny bit better, but it's not a huge improvement. Both movies are kind of bland, and this one's not really any different. Sam Worthington, man, that guy is so bland and forgettable. I don't know how he got popular. I don't know why James Cameron picked him for Avatar, because he's the most forgettable hero, and I don't know if it's just because of Sam Worthington, because I haven't really seen a movie that I really liked him in, or just the screenwriting, but either way, the guy is just like a blank slate when he's on the screen. I mean, he's like as blank as these unburnt CDs that I have right here. The thing that really passes these movies for me, that really gets them like somewhat entertaining, is Liam Neeson and Ralph Fiennes as Zeus and Hades. The veteran actors in both movies kind of make the movie a little bit more bearable, because I love Liam Neeson. He's always good. He always tries his best. I don't know why he's trying his best in these movies, but it's definitely helping. And Ralph Fiennes, he's always had a huge screen presence in these movies, and Hades actually been my favorite character in both, even though he's like over the top without being over the top, and it's really weird. I don't know if it's just the way Ralph Fiennes plays him or the screenwriting, but I don't know. He almost seems like he's mugging even if he's just standing still, but he's still a lot of fun to watch. No character in either movie is developed at all. I mean, you get some backstory for Zeus and Hades in this one, and Ares, and I want to talk about Ares. He's a new addition to the God of War, who's Zeus's other son, and he's like a drama queen because Zeus, you know, prefers Perseus. And for the God of War, Ares seemed just like a pussy in this movie, and he was just a whiny bitch. He just had daddy issues, and even when he was trying to take people out and they were saying how ruthless he was, he just didn't seem like all that great. I mean, he killed some innocent girl and a couple other people, but didn't really do it for me, and I just really didn't like him. He was my least favorite character in this movie. There's a girl who's like not a princess, a queen of some battleground, and she's just thrown into the movie without any backstory. I don't know if she was in the first one, but she's just thrown in there like, okay, here you go. I guess Sam Worthington and her know each other. Again, I haven't seen the first movie ever since I saw it 2 years ago, so maybe she was in that. I just don't remember, but they just literally thrust her in here. I also have the son of Poseidon. I forgot his name, but he was actually kind of fun. He was a cliched character, but he had the most, you know, funny lines, even though they weren't really that funny, but he had the most character, and he was the one that seemed like he was trying the most. He was definitely the most likable also. Besides the little backstory you get with Ares and Zeus and Hades, which I actually thought was kind of interesting. I wish they focused on that a little bit more. Everyone is just so underdeveloped, you really don't care. You could not give two shits. I didn't care about Zeus if he died. I didn't care about Ares. I really wanted Ares to die, even though you're supposed to. I didn't care about Sam Worthington. In either movie, he could have died, and I would have forgotten he was even the hero. The princess, I didn't really care. I kind of wanted the son of Poseidon to kind of live, but he was also annoying at points. The only person I like in these movies is Hades, and he's supposed to be a bad guy in this movie, though they kind of make him more of a good guy. That's a minor spoiler, I guess. But everyone else is just so bland and so underdeveloped. Like, they just they try to set up some backstory occasionally, and then they're like, screw it, let's just start the action. And then they try to have some, poignant scene. It's like, oh, don't even try this, just get back to the fire-breathing dragons and stuff. Wrath of the Titans, if you like the first one, I'm guessing you're gonna like this one. If you hated the first one, then you're not gonna find any difference in this. It's definitely not terrible. There's some good action. Sam Worthington's mullet is kind of fun to watch. And actually, the 3D for being post-converted is, in some scenes, is actually really good. There was a couple of scenes where it felt like it was shot, and then the rest it felt like converted. But for converted, it's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's worth paying the extra money to see. So I'll give Wrath of the Titans, I'll give it 2.5 out of 5. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. I thought it was enjoyable. There were some parts that I enjoyed, but other than that, it's one that if you're really going to see it, just wait till DVD. So that's my review of Wrath of the Titans. I do not know if I'll see American Reunion. I don't like the American Pie movies, and I've only seen like 1 and 2, so I probably won't see that. So hopefully I'll get a screening to The Cabin in the Woods, and I could review that a little bit earlier before I go back to spring break for you guys. Please subscribe for more reviews, rants, and Blu-ray updates, and see you guys next time for another movie review.